All right.
Mm,
All right, Logan, you can
okay.
go.
So our project will be the Let's Improve DSU project. Um, Although we are proud to be students here at Delaware State University, we must address many problems to improve our quality of life. Some of these problems that we recognize were a lack of suitable housing, bad Wi-Fi, and mental health resources not being up to par. The housing facilities here at DSU have sparked controversy among students because of various issues such as plumbing problems, pest infestations, and inadequate maintenance. This year alone, almost every dorm has flooded during our rainstorms. There have been major mold problems causing students to have to relocate, and there have been reoccurring roach and mice issues throughout campus. Also, having reliable internet connection is essential for academic success in today's technological age. And unfortunately, many students here at DSU have voiced their discontent with the slow Wi-Fi speeds, which significantly hinders their ability to access Blackboard, complete assignments, and participate in online classes. This issue not only affects individual students, but it also reflects poorly on the university's technological infrastructure and commitment to providing modern learning resources. And lastly, the mental health and well-being of students are extremely important, but getting the right mental health services here at DSU can be a tough challenge. Waiting a long time for counseling and not enough psychologists are all issues that make it hard for students to get the help that they need here. And many students have a difficult time adjusting to college life, being away from their families, and juggling newfound responsibilities. Living alone is tough after being used to the support of our families. So, good mental health services are paramount uh, for a college student. So it's important for DSU to fix those issues. It is crucial to tackle these ongoing issues here at Delaware State University for many reasons. Addressing these issues is key to upholding the university's standing and creating a positive educational atmosphere. When students have their basic needs like housing, internet access, and mental health resource options taken care of, they are more likely to thrive academically and feel a strong connection to their school. Moreover, dealing with these challenges is in line with DSU's dedication to offering a top-notch education and promoting student success. By investing in improvements to housing, Wi-Fi, and mental health facilities, the university shows its commitment to nurturing the overall growth and academic accomplishments of its students. So for the problems like housing, Wi-Fi, and mental health services, who which ones do you think is more important or significant, and how do you propose to solve these issues? Who wants to go first?
I'll go. To
All
me,
right.
uh, being a psychology major and like a former athlete and just all that, I think I take a high interest in mental health. I think mental health is so vital to being a college student nowadays. As a college student, you must take care of your mental health in order to stay above water. Um, in order to do that, we must have more access to mental health resources around the school. When we're in school, we're always so worked up and worried about schoolwork or other things. So like in order to take a second to think about ourselves. Sometimes we need that extra push to be able to refocus and help ourselves. A student's mind is so impressionable, and while we're in school, I think we would definitely benefit most from having more access to mental health resources. Being a college student is already extremely hard and stressful. High school and previous years were stressful, but life only gets harder from there. So the last thing students need to do when they are stressed or upset is to isolate or hold in their emotions. Holding your emotions never leads to anything good. When you do this, it only ever tends to lead to distress or mental breakdown. And when we don't have any healthy ways to get the emotions out, they find their own ways, and you don't want it to happen. Uh, the issue I chose at Delaware State is that there aren't enough mental health resources for students on campus. This issue can be easily resolved, I think, through hiring professional psychologists. And I think that we should assign a few of them to each class. You would think that this would be difficult because of the thousands of students that go to Dell State, but we basically did the same thing in high school with counselors. Each grade had their own counselors assigned to take care of their students' needs. And at Delaware State right now, we only have one area dedicated to mental health counseling. This certainly does not account for every student on campus. Every student goes through something while they're in college, whether that be failing class, dealing with loss or anxiety, or even depression. We hold back resources from students and then wonder why they're unhappy. This is the main reason students are unhappy. The other issues at school add to the stress, anxiety, and depression, but the lack of resources to alleviate this pain allows for those things to get worse. Once we add more resources for students to take care of themselves, only then can we really begin to heal our student body.
I love your solutions. I agree that we do need more psychologists here on campus. I've actually tried to use the services, and I do believe they are overworked because I believe there's four for the whole campus that
Yeah,
can be
it's not enough.
a healthy workload, to be honest. And it was pretty tough getting booked there actually because their schedules are literally completely full. So
Yeah,
I agree, and we need more. Who would like to go next on what problem solution?
I can go next. So,
All right,
in my
Tony.
opinion, the biggest issue here at DSU is the Wi-Fi across the dorms and all the campuses. With me being a student athlete here at DSU, I have to take a bunch of online classes in order to fit my schedule, and I deal with a constant battle of the Wi-Fi being very slow or not being good enough, or having problems connecting to Blackboard, Zoom calls, and everything like that. And so I think it's one of the biggest issues here at DSU that we face. And so I've come up with a couple different solutions that I think could solve the issues. So the main problem stems from the Wi-Fi being very slow and hard to connect to in some parts of the university with different Wi-Fi's and passwords. And so for each dorm and buildings, there's different Wi-Fi's and different passwords, which can make it very hard to find which one the right one you need to use and the correct password to join each one. And so the first thing would be to upgrade the Wi-Fi routers, access points, and network switches across the entire university. It would be much more beneficial if we got one central Wi-Fi for the entire university to use, and would just have different hotspots of it across the university that makes it easy to connect. And this could solve the main issue with the Wi-Fi here. Furthermore, you could configure the Wi-Fi to make the school website and the sites where schoolwork is completed priority websites, so people can access them much quicker when doing schoolwork. So, and then with that, instead of students using them to stream Netflix or play video games and taking all the internet, students who are trying to do schoolwork would have certain priorities over them, and their sites would get loaded faster. And then also you can implement a bandwidth regulation to certain things, like I said just now, like video games and streaming networks, so they just do not take up most of the Wi-Fi. And then to further improve the Wi-Fi, there should be constant monitoring and maintenance done to the Wi-Fi. If there's constant monitoring and maintenance done, and then if the Wi-Fi becomes an issue in certain areas, our IT team can go and fix the issue where we find the backup. And then our IT team here at DSU needs to be better staffed and supported when dealing with the issues here. They're very overwhelmed and overworked with the issues they already have here. I know from various people that when they try to get help from the IT team, it takes them forever to solve anything. And so I think our IT team being staffed better and being funded more could definitely improve the Wi-Fi here and internet issues at DSU.
I love your solutions to the problem. I definitely agree with the IT staff needing more people or at least some type of upgrade because I also personally have had IT problems and they were not much of a help at all. And I kind of basically had to solve the problem by myself. So I definitely agree on the IT staff as well as the bandwidth regulations because it's like if anything's gonna work fast, we need to make sure it's the school websites. Because there's no way everything is slow, because who's really winning here? The streaming sites are slow and the school websites, like something has to change, honestly.
Definitely agree.
And lastly, we have housing. I'm guessing you're gonna.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay. So the issue of bad housing circumstances among students is a major concern for many people at Delaware State. As someone who stays on campus, I feel like it is essential that me and my peers have safe housing as well as cleaning housing. Students on campus frequently experience housing situations characterized by dirt, pests, unhygienic settings, and poor maintenance. Mold, bug infestations, and poor hygiene are just some of the other few issues that students encounter in their places of residence. I feel like implementing a regular cleaning schedule could also help improve the cleanliness. This schedule should include specific tasks to be performed daily, weekly, and monthly. Another thing we can do is promote a culture of cleanliness within the dorms. This can be achieved through speaking individually with each wing or hallway, as well as providing each of them with cleaning supplies. Lastly, establishing clear guidelines and consequences for noncompliance with cleanliness standards is essential. These situations not only jeopardize students' physical health, but also increase stress and worry, reducing their general well being and academic performance. Also, the situation is made worse by the fact that during these scheduled breaks given by the schools, such as winter, spring, and summer vacations, students who are meant to be permitted to stay on campus are unable to do so. Many students face a tough choice during break if they can't afford other housing or lack support networks. This causes them to sometimes end up homeless or in unsafe conditions. It is crucial for our university to work together on long term solutions like improving housing and ensuring students always have a safe place to stay. This is a big challenge for people who cannot afford alternative accommodations or do not have anybody to fall back on. Housing should offer temporary options or resources for students who aren't allowed to stay on campus during breaks. Since some of the housings, like the Villa of the Yards, are able to stay on break, stated on the website, they are now supposed to pay a $50 fee. During these breaks, students may find themselves in risky situations such as homelessness or unsafe housing arrangements. Addressing these issues need a collaborative effort from educational institutions to build long-term solutions that emphasize students' housing security and well-being throughout the school year. Delaware State can better support their students and establish a welcoming learning environment for all by taking proactive initiatives to enhance housing conditions and provide continued access to safe and affordable accommodations as well as maintaining sanitary conditions.
I definitely agree with fostering a better environment for safe accommodations during breaks, because I think it's absolutely ridiculous that some people were kicked out with nowhere to stay after they were promised that they could stay, and then being told that they had to pay to stay. Like, it's just like, please pick a side. I love the solutions that everyone came up with pertaining to the ways the university lacks in good housing, Wi-Fi, and mental health services, and how it actually related to each and every one of you, like psychology major, athlete who does mostly online classes, and of course, someone who lives on campus. Housing does affect all of us. Like, and I absolutely agree that we need to hire more IT staff as well as psychologists, because the staff has got to be overworked and overwhelmed by being responsible for thousands of students. And I also love the solution of promoting cleanliness culture, where we encourage people to clean up after themselves, because some people are not taught that at home. And I hope that the university is willing to put money into that culture as well, starting with getting rid of foundational problems like faulty pipes, which causes the mold and attracts bugs. This was a productive meeting, everybody, and thank you for your time and effort that you put towards this project. Have a great night.
I think so. I think that's everyone, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So